And we are live. Let's get through so many questions that we'll have everything answered. We'll have like a book we can write based on these questions. And I'm going to jump on Quora. What up, Onyx? I'm going to jump on Quora just to start things up, guys. If you're hopping in this late, then let's jump forward like 5 minutes. We'll have a whole bunch of questions. Somebody asked, what are the best nootropics for memory boost? My favorite would be Bacopa, Paracetam. I like choline. I like Primaracetam as well. Do smart drugs improve one's intelligence? Yeah, that's why we take them. Even I had a really cool question. Someone asked, like, if you were hypothetically to take nootropics, right, and they took you from using 25% of your brain power to 75%, right? After getting off nootropics, would you go back to 25% or would you go back to, say, 50%? And the answer is probably 50%, because during that time when you had this enhanced level of cognition, I mean, you would have done a lot of studying. You would have done some sort of thing to be productive, and therefore just study some stuff, maybe retain stuff in your long-term memory bank. What are naturally available nootropics? Most of the adaptogens, I think everything that we talk about on this channel, with the exception of the racetams, are naturally available. Somebody asked the question of what's a good, like, all-in-one stack. And I can't think of anything other than quailiamine, because if you want like a natural stack, quailiamine has everything except for the racetams, from like rhodiola rosea, Bacopa, Minieri. They've got all the B vitamins, which are going to help you with energy levels. They've got some good, like, some good naturally sourced, like a good natural source of caffeine. And just with that, it comes with 7 capsules. You only take it once a day. It's not practical for everybody. Does Elon Musk take nootropics? I don't know. I hear he drinks a lot of Diet Coke. Guys, do we have anyone up in here? Say hello, participants. What are the best nootropics for social anxiety? For social anxiety, Phenibut seems to be the most popular. Just issue is it's not really sustainable. With Phenibut, people take a little bit, then seem to need to take more the following day, and then next thing you know, you're in a horrible cycle of taking a lot of Phenibut. But Aniracetam seems to be really popular as something more sustainable long term. Anime Pie, what is up? Peace Boy, hello. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I've bought many nootropics and I've been overwhelmed by them and how to use them. And I'm afraid I'm not getting the benefit because of how I use them. Well, with Beast Boy, once upon a time, I was in your position, and what I chose to do was like mix all the nootropics together rather than take them one at a time. Maybe just try one for 3 months. And I mean, the good thing about that is that a lot of people don't realize they have this synergistic effect. Like, for example, just like when you use paracetam and choline, they work well together. And then really when you start taking nootropics out of your stack is when you start to notice, okay, that thing did something. Peace Boy, I would say just make like, your top 3, top 5. You're welcome to just go ahead and tell me what your stack is, and I can properly advise from there. How long does it take? Okay, somebody asks, what is your favorite nootropic? I could think of like my top, maybe top 4 or 5. I like Noopept a lot. I like L-tyrosine. I like lion's mane. I like rhodiola rosea. I think the rest of them I can, on most days, just live without them. What type of choline would you recommend with aniracetam? Any ratio combinations that you recommend with aniracetam? Good question. I like 500 milligrams of aniracetam with like 150 milligrams of alpha GPC. With aniracetam, I don't notice it as much as a lot of people do, though. Like a lot of people, Honest just fell asleep. He took too much alpha GPC. That's what happens. That's funny. Yeah, with aniracetam, a lot of people feel like slightly stimulated. They feel more extroverted, more energy. Their memory's a little bit better. Not really the case with me, but definitely social anxiety. It can help. How old are you? I just turned 29 about a month ago. Rishab says, hi, nice to see some new people up in here. If you're a new subscriber, then do say hello. And guys, I want to see some questions because other viewers may have questions that you may have. And we can discuss whatever you want. We can discuss nootropics, supplements, health supplements, fitness, Donald Trump, stocks. Let's talk about selling some real estate. Just everything and anything. You don't look 29, you look way young. Yeah, man. Speaking of 29, check this out, guys. I won the Remax has this award, top 30 under 30, right? I don't know if you can see that. Look, see, I'm there. Hold on. Oh, it's so dark. But this is really cool. This came out in like a newspaper magazine thing. Where do you usually stay up late? Yeah, pretty much. What are the two most things that really helped you from taking Bacopa? Any OCD symptoms that was helped by taking Bacopa? What are the two most things that really helped you in taking Bacopa? Really just the ability to recharge in the middle of the day and rejuvenate without having to take like a 1 hour long break. When I take Bacopa, I'm immediately stimulated. I feel centered. I feel very conscious of my surroundings and feel a little bit just in the state of, it seems to have this nice effect that it almost lowers my heart rate. I think the more you work, the more energy you expend the day and the more crap you go through, your breathing begins to become more shallow just on a physiological level, and it gets uncomfortable, and you usually need like a nap or like to meditate to get that feeling to kind of go away and subside. Whereas Bacopa and Rhodiola rosea, I feel very recharged, mind's clear. So that's the first thing. And then beyond that, it took me a while to notice it, but the memory boost was definitely there. Probably more so than the memory boost would just be like your whole like perception of your stress. It's very interesting. You have a much better relationship with stress when you're taking Bacopa, and the same with lion's mane as well. So let me know if that was helpful, 13 Mad Villain. I'm skinny fat. What do you think I should be doing in the gym? I currently weigh 93 kilograms and my fat-free body mass is 63 kilograms. Damn, well, you just have a lot of body fat on you. Let's go ahead and look at the calculator. So 93 kilograms times 2.2 equals 204 pounds, of which 63 times 2.2 minus, you just have a lot of fat on you. Like, yeah, you're like, according to this, you have like 32% body fat. It should be pretty damn easy for you to lose weight. So in looking at it, 32% body fat, practically anything will work. I would recommend just don't go and, yeah, don't take too few calories. Don't put yourself into a severe calorie deficit. A lot of people just go straight like chicken breast and vegetables or egg whites, and then they do a bunch of cardio, and that sets you up for getting into a really bad plateau. So my advice for you would be, what do you think I should be doing in the gym? I say cardio like 2 to 3 times a week with some weight training. The weight training is really important. And then as you hit a weight loss plateau, you may want to introduce some more cardio in it and stay away from, like, still eat good food, but just keep it relatively clean, low sugar, low saturated fat. So what's your secret to looking young? I don't know how to answer that because my father looks really young too. He hasn't aged since like the age of 40, and he's just about to turn 60. But really, just being lean helps a lot. Like now that I'm thinner, it's significantly different. I'm a fan from Montreal. Thanks for the recommendation. Okay, cool. Somebody else is up late. No, I didn't usually used to stay up until this time. But is my freelancers. I have virtual assistants in Philippines, Pakistan, and India. They're working during this time, so this is the time when I can connect with them. I have one guy working on a really good video on ashwagandha benefits for females. Dude, that's gonna be a good video. Who knew? Like, ashwagandha helps with your hair growth, helps with like skin, helps with your like sex drive. It's pretty damn cool. So I'm looking forward to getting that video. It'll be out there next couple days. What else is going on, guys? Do you think Tejasu Gatina, who's up in here? This is cool. Anime Pie, Peace Boy, Italian Stallion TV. What a name, from Montreal. Tejasvi, Rishab, Kem Ki Cal. Who else is up in here? 13 Mad Villain, RD, John Newman, Elaran, Rahul, Ali Aziz, and yeah, okay, let's go back to that question. What do you take for workout motivation and energy? Oh, that's really simple. Take some L-tyrosine and take some caffeine, just pre-workout. I think that's good enough for most people. And if that doesn't work, then try doing it fasted, or try doing it like a couple hours after you have a meal. If you eat too much and you go try to work out, a lot of times it's like horribly uncomfortable. With the workout thing, once you're consistent for 45 weeks, that's for most people. I mean, getting from a period of like not working out at all. Maybe you go 3-4 months without going to the gym. Just kind of force yourself the first month to the point that you will look forward to it because you have something to look forward to. Whereas in most cases, it's progressive overload, meaning lifting more weight or doing more reps. Do you think oxiracetam and Noopept can affect your kidneys or liver in the long run? I don't think they're strong enough, but if you are somewhat concerned with it, then milk thistle is a supplement which is supposedly very good for your liver. When I first started taking piracetam, it was a known thing that they would harm your liver, so I was taking milk thistle back then. Do you know my friend Nick Gurr? He says he knows you. Nick Gurr, is he in Toronto? Is this a YouTube friend or what kind of friend? Best supplements. The name doesn't ring a bell, but maybe I know him. Best supplements for ADD. Opinions on adrafinil. I would say with ADD, make sure that your carbohydrate intake is kind of on point first. Like get rid of sugar, candy. I think that's like the culprit in that conversation of ADD and attention. Complex carbohydrates. Make sure you're trying to achieve stable insulin levels. Then beyond that, like fish oil, take a lot of EPA, DHA. The racetam seems to really help, specifically pramiracetam. And wow, we have 26 people here at 2:30 a.m. Don't mind, guys, give this thing a like, and let's go and rapidly answer some questions. Opinions on adrafinil. John, I haven't used adrafinil in maybe 2 years now, and I actually have 2 different bottles just sitting there. And the reason why is because the irritability which it causes is really uncomfortable. You'll find with adrafinil, I think the only thing you get from it is this stimulated slight mood boost, but you're horribly, unresourceful. You won't have the patience to talk to people. You're just really unproductive. I mean, you're unproductive and just something feels off. Like I remember when I was taking adrafinil, I would have to make so much conscious effort to park my car properly, and simple things like that. Like when I parked correctly under the influence of adrafinil, it was a surprise. So it just gives you an idea. But like the mood boost is a real thing. So I can understand why people would take it, especially when you're sleep deprived. Almost to an extent, like adrafinil seems more effective when you're short on sleep versus versus modafinil. Excuse me. So it's like adrafinil. No, sorry. The best would be armodafinil, then adrafinil, then modafinil if sleep deprived, I think. But I would need to try adrafinil again. And don't forget the ratio, 3 adrafinil equals 1 modafinil, something like that. Some Anime Pie says, I have small muscles, so it's hard to lose weight. Man, what a bad mindset, man. Is that belief helping you, my friend? Hello, have you tried Circumin? Hasn't everyone tried Circumin? Like, I swear it's in cooking. Yeah, I've tried it. As a supplement, I've not really noticed anything too different. You can argue like you feel a little bit more healthy. Bacopa, Ashwagandha, Alpha GPC, Piracetam, Lion's Mane, Phosphatidylserine, American Ginseng, L-tyrosine, L-theanine. Okay, yeah, Peace Boy, that's good. I'm glad you shared that stack with me. They're all really good nootropics. Nothing really wrong with taking them together. What's interesting is they're not like that strong. Like, don't be surprised if you take that stack, you feel a little bit you'll find it'll help you with fatigue. You'll be able to work more hours. You'll feel a little bit less stressed, but don't expect to like feel turned on and overly energized. Getting started with Mode Alert, any tips? Is that modafinil? I think it is. So if that's what it is, drink a lot of water, like a lot of water. Man, I need to drink some water. It's been a while. And take a good choline source 2 to 3 times during those days. And with modafinil, it's horribly appetite suppressing. So a lot of people find it beneficial to have breakfast prior to taking their modafinil. Because if you have your modafinil first thing in the morning, then you're just less likely to eat breakfast and you may not get your calories in. Like for me, I took a small dose of modafinil today, only like 75 milligrams. And yeah, same thing. I just didn't really want to eat. So I took a protein shake and then just made sure at the end of the day, I was intentional about getting all my calories in. What do you think I should think? Do you think I should think about using testosterone for weight loss? No, Anime Pie, because it doesn't really sound like you've tried, it doesn't sound like you've tried. I mean, once you go through that journey of lower your calories, exercise a bit, and then you notice you can't lose weight, then maybe you can look at some stronger alternatives. Getting started. Would you recommend the ashwagandha pills or the powder? I like the powder more. I don't know why. Probably placebo. Powders just seem to work a little bit better for me. NARALA has some amazing benefits. Have you tried it with Alcar? This is being asked about more often now. NARALA, I pretty much only use it on like a cheat day or like a carb day because it seems to have that effect of like binge eating control. What the promise is with RALA, R-alpha lipoic acid, is you can shuttle food and carbohydrates into your muscle cells via a process called GLUT4. If anyone's heard of that, GLUT4. So calories go to your muscles versus fat, and it helps with spillover. So that's only where it helps. But the issue with RALA is if you take it and you don't eat enough, then you'll feel like a drop of blood sugar. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. With RALA and Alcar, this was a thing maybe 10 years ago or so. I talked about on my last live stream. A lot of people talked about taking these two nootropics together and you get this limitless feeling. Didn't really happen to me. I have tried it with Alcar, yeah, and feels like almost like taking like a little bit of a little nice antioxidant. Nothing too profound. Do we build tolerance to L-tyrosine and L-theanine? I don't know, because for me the answer is no. But I hear a lot of, not often, but I would say if I were to just take a wild guess, maybe 20% of people who comment say they build a tolerance to L-tyrosine, and maybe 30% to L-theanine. It's not it's not the majority of people by any means, but it is something that's often talked about, right? Well, with me, maybe I'm just an odd exception. Are you guys similar to me in that way? Because L-tyrosine, I've been using it forever, and I still get the same energy boost, the same mood uplift, and the same amount of focus. I bought L-theanine. Is that good for pre-workout? Rishab, no. If you're using caffeine, then maybe L-theanine just can help you stay a little bit more calmer. But what L-theanine is, it's in the same stuff. It's in the same, excuse me, it's in green tea. I'm drinking some decaf, green gentleman that wanted to lose some weight. And it may just calm you down a little bit. That being said, you don't always want to be calm and relaxed pre-workout. Whatever works, man. When it comes to pre-workout, whatever energizes you. So if it works that way, then sure, go for it. What's the best way to detox your liver after nootropics? Oh, I don't know the answer to that question, but I would guess in theory, like a good detox would mean cut sugar. You may want to even try cutting meat and stick to fruits and vegetables and just kind of be mindful about your protein intake. Hey, live streams are coming through. Nice. That is right. What's the most reliable vendor? It looks like somebody wants to get kicked off the live stream. So piracetam has a tendency to affect liver. I don't know. This was more talked about before, but I'm not too concerned anymore. I think provided you have a healthy diet, you shouldn't be too concerned. But then again, if you have some sort of family history of having a bad liver or problems, then you would be more mindful about it. Also, I'm not taking piracetam every day. Guys, I'm at Rishab's comment right now. I'm not taking piracetam every day. I just take it on days I study. Is that okay? Rishab, that is okay. The question is it ideal? I don't think so, because piracetam, it's not horribly strong. I think you should be okay taking it every day, but that's up to you. Alaran asks, any experience with quercetin? You know what? I've been asked that before. No, I don't. I've never tried it before. Best single nootropic that has helped you in studying. Concerta. I don't know if that helps, but that's like an ADHD med. I mean, you take it and you're just like turned on. I mean, you're talking like 10 hours of just getting through a book. You don't even have to fake an interest. You're so, you're just genuinely interested in material, but then you have this horrible crash at the end of the day. I would not recommend it though. I would say on the safer side would be probably piracetam and choline. They're good enough. Do racetams, do you still use phenibut? If so, what for? Question by Tom. I never even used phenibut. Dead honest, I use phenibut for you guys. I had no interest in taking phenibut whatsoever. But how am I going to have a nootropics YouTube channel and not take one of the most popular supplements? So that's why I tried the phenibut HCl. And what's more popular, what seems to be, is the phenibut FAA from Lift Mode. So I've gotten some of that as well. What my take on is about phenibut, it's good for anti-anxiety. You can definitely feel it, especially if you want to, be anxious in the first place, whether it's like a general anxiety disorder or more specifically in a social context. I think if it weren't for sales, I would have some horrible social anxiety. So that's where phenibut is useful. But I'm also just playing around and experimenting with modafinil and phenibut at the same time, because phenibut may just counteract some of that bad modafinil experience, if you know what I mean. Or that bad like kind of effects it has on your body. Because with modafinil, it just elevates your heart in a very uncomfortable way, right? How do you cycle pramiracetam? The way I would cycle it would be similar to almost like aniracetam, maybe 2 months on, a week off, maybe 2 months on, a couple weeks off, something like that. Do racetams help in ADHD? The answer is yes. And have you ever dealt with ADD/ADHD, and what difference could you feel after taking Prami, Oxy, Annie for ADHD? Love your videos. When I think about it, I think they're the most helpful things for ADD, ADHD. If you were to ask me, I think I was misdiagnosed because I did not ask my doc for Concerta, Ritalin, Vyvanse, all that stuff. They gave it to me kind of maybe not knowing. Then I tried it, and then fortunately school ended. I didn't graduate, and I said, why use this stuff? And I stopped using it. And then, yeah, got introduced to the racetams and started taking them more frequently, and definitely noticed that my focus was a lot better. Corey Block says, hey, man, been a while since I've been on hop on live stream. Hope all is well. Hey, Corey, I remember you very well, and I'm glad you're up in here. And feel free just to ask your questions, and hopefully you get some good information out of this, whether it's my contribution or somebody else's. Have you tried medicinal mushrooms like black hoof, chaga, turkey tail, some of the more unpopular ones? If so, how did it affect you? I've tried chaga, not tried the other ones. I didn't notice anything from it personally. But maybe I didn't give it enough time, but I really believe I did. I did give it like a few weeks, and then other mushrooms, cordyceps too, don't really notice much. Best supplements for quick weight loss. Caffeine, L-theanine, ephedrine. However, I'm here in Toronto, Canada, where we can get ephedrine. We just go to GNC. If you're in the States or somewhere else, it's a different story. I don't know if you can get it. I'm not promoting it. I don't think you should get it, although it is very, very strong with appetite suppression. There was a time, just for experiment's sake, that they have this thing out there called the, is it PSMF or PMSF? You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah, PSMF. It's called the protein sparing modified fast. And what it is you're only eating protein. So like 800 calories, just protein for like a week straight. And the promise is you're going to lose like something crazy, like 7 or 8 pounds. And I remember I was doing it just kind of for fun. It was like just tuna fish, and I was using ephedrine, and it was so damn easy, and my weight just shed it off. So find something which is going to blunt your appetite. That's the best thing. And pretty much all the nootropics in this channel, nothing of them really touches on that topic except for caffeine, ephedrine, yohimbine, maybe L-tyrosine. Yohimbine is really, really strong stuff, but I wouldn't recommend it, as it can be pretty hard on your heart. Like, since I've started taking Wellbutrin XL, I don't touch yohimbine, whereas before I was touching yohimbine a lot just because I like the euphoric feeling it could give you. Rahul says, you seem very alert at 2:30 a.m. Amazing modafinil. Well done. That's not the modafinil. I think really what that is when you discipline yourself to take breaks during the day, during the later portion of the day, you're not as fatigued. Like, I can go back to a point where it was maybe 7 to 8 hours of work from the time I woke up, went to the gym, all that, did my mindset stuff, and like 7 or 8 hours of work, like very, very intense, but I was drained at the end of the day. Whereas now, work maybe hour and a half, take a little break, 50 minutes, just, you kind of have to do it according to your energy. Know when you need to take a break. Know, like, simple things, as I mentioned, when your breathing gets a bit shallow, when you need to drink some water, just take care of yourself. And then the end portion of the day, last 3 to 4 hours, you should feel like your good self. And that's important because during that time, you can do something like, read, do something, work on yourself, some self-development work, and whatever you can do just to have some discipline, willpower, so that you're not on Netflix or wasting time, which is Netflix, in my opinion. Well, what are you doing? Wait, have you ever heard about GABA? Yes. And not necessarily the nootropic, but in general, its origin in the break. If yes, what do you think about it? 13 Madville, I'm not sure what you mean, but I took some GABA yesterday in Quail at night and another sleep supplement. It's kind of responsible for keeping you calm, being in a state of just being relaxed, at peace, and bliss. Nikola Tesla, what do you think of MindLab Pro? I made a video on that. MindLab Pro, it's okay. It's not bad. It's better than Alpha Brain, not as good as Quail Mind. I would not recommend MindLab Pro. I think if you're going to spend that much on a nootropic blend, you may as well go with Quail Mind, because MindLab Pro is like 13 ingredients, whereas Quail Mind is, I believe, 28. Don't quote me on that. Are nootropics underrated or overrated? That depends who you ask. In my opinion, for most people, they're underrated. Maybe for me, they're a bit overrated, but you'll really know once you take enough time on them and off them. But there's not a lot of people that take nootropics. I mean, like they take cycles of nootropics, they take time off, and then they end up just not taking anything. You'll very rarely hear the story about somebody saying, "I wasted all this time and money on nootropics." It does happen, but that's very rare. I mean, in terms of it, but that's a really cool question. Are nootropics underrated or overrated? I think everyone on this channel would just agree they're underrated because we are here. We are in this small niche, and this is Sparta. I really appreciate your efforts answering the questions. You said the stack is good, but not so much potent. Could you please suggest something that was acute to help me studying or working? Peace Boy, the first thing, wait, let me just go back and look at your stack. I remember it being L-theanine and some other stuff. Use something which you'll actually feel, like L-tyrosine. That goes well with most nootropic blends just because it'll be a nice pick-me-up to get you started in the first place. What's a good supplement that I can add to lion's mane that can help with energy and focus? Ariana Ramirez, if you have Noopept, then that goes pretty well with lion's mane, I think, or even just some caffeine and L-theanine, because that will get you into execution. Whereas lion's mane is more good in that spectrum of like anxiety, depression, you can say mood, feeling a bit unattached or wanting to feel unattached. Fartoon says, "Good morning. I'm late to this live." That is okay because I will leave this live stream up, but unfortunately you weren't able to engage. That's okay. We've only been on for maybe 20 minutes or so. What's your dog's name? His name is Onyx, and I don't know why he is so tired right now. Hey, Onyx. Any thoughts on Tongkat Ali? What are your thoughts on it? Do you still love it? Do you think it's a good mood enhancer when dealing with anxiety, depression? Sungcho, I've not really I've not found it helpful with anxiety, but like definitely with testosterone. This is a real thing. There's no easy way to gauge it, but like morning wood or like general like libido. Even at the gym, I'm not consciously eating more, yet my lifts are going up, and I can't think of anything different besides Tongkat Ali. So I'm really liking it so far. Maybe it's been 3-4 months, and I'm not taking much of it. That's what's so interesting. I'm talking like 200, 300 milligrams of it once per day. And maybe I'll try taking it twice per day. I haven't found it helpful with the depression, anxiety, though. I've been going through some really bad things at work, and just fighting off that feeling of being anxious, worrying. It has taking Tongkat Ali hasn't really helped too much with that versus something like lion's mane. Do you think pure MCT oil is good enough fat source for aniracetam? I don't really think it matters. I think taking a fat source with some of the racetams or fat soluble nootropics is kind of misunderstood. Try with fat, try without fat, and then you can properly evaluate who MCT oil is good for. I think the studies show it's like 80% of people respond well, 20% of people don't notice much from it. I'm an example of that. I don't notice much from taking MCT oil or coconut oil. Plus, it's a saturated fat. In theory, I don't think it is that healthy to take too much of it. But there are a lot of people that notice they have like really, really good levels of energy, not only physically but mentally from taking MCT oil. My preferred fat sources would be something like egg yolks. I like Brazil nuts, respond pretty well to that. Even like dark chocolate. What else? Almonds I don't respond that well to. And you just be mindful of that, but make sure you are getting in fats in your diet. I think if you're experiencing irritability, stress, depression, bad mood, a lot of times it's often that you're just not eating enough fats, right? You have to consciously be taking it. Especially we're doing this live stream late in the middle of the night, and I know we've got a lot of viewers in India. A lot of viewers are not eating meat, and you may not be getting enough fat. So it's something to consider, especially you're eating a lot of like vegetable fruits. They don't have fat in them. Add some oil, get some nuts on the side, right? What are the nootropics? LOL, my bad, not trying to get kicked off the live stream. That's okay, it's all good. Megal O Banana says, I usually drink 2 bags of green tea with a cup of coffee and butter. The poor man's nootropic stack. That's funny. What are the nootropics to use daily? Kala, you've asked that question on my last live stream. Now you're overdoing it. Does kratom count as a nootropic? Anyone ever used it? Yeah, Frank, that definitely counts as a nootropic. What else would it be? It's definitely not good for general health. In terms of it, it's effective, especially for mood, for anxiety, kratom. But I got the stuff, and there was more bad talk about it and anecdotes than good ones. So I think I just threw it out. I only tried it a few times. Experiences with CBD, not mine, guys. Maybe you can help out Ellie Ryan. He's asking about that. But one of the most popular things out there for anti-anxiety. Mega O Banana, do you do Lumosity, chess, Tetris, Sudoku? Have you ever tried anything in that style? Yeah, I was actually one of the first people, maybe not first people, but I loved, is it Lumosity or Luminosity? Back like 9-10 years ago, and I thought that brain training games were like the coolest thing ever. Sudoku, maybe not chess, but I like the math ones. And did they do anything? No, I don't really think so. I think as long as you're challenging your brain in some way or another, you know, you're getting some sort of cognitive benefit. So with that, just come to think of it, like anything outside of your comfort zone is going to, you know, stretch your mind in some way. Even if something like writing with your left hand. So sometimes I'll do that. Like I write my goals every day. And like now the past 3 weeks, just for fun, I write my goals with my not my dominant hand, right? Whatever helps. Socially though, I have found like, you know, getting uncomfortable, getting out of your comfort zone in a social context, it really does a lot. Really does just build a strong mindset, and you feel so much sharper. It's pretty damn cool. Versus the other things may help you get more of an analytical edge. Have you tried best nootropic? Oh, I don't know. Phenylpirastime, all things being equal, just because with phenylpirastime you don't really need a lot of the other nootropics, so I think that's where it's pretty damn cool. Whereas with Eleron says pramrastime or lion's mane, which is fair. It's just like with those nootropics, you still have to take other nootropics and make a nice overall stack. Whereas phenylpirastime, it's almost like if I don't have anything and I just have phenylpirastime, I'm okay. I don't feel that bad. I don't feel like it's a day of being unproductive. I've tried many times. I lose weight and gain it back. I go hard for a couple months, but then I slip up, and then carbohydrates become like crack. Anime Pie, I think you just need some psychological relief. So if you do something like once a week, not like a cheat day, but like a cheat meal, get like a nice leg workout in, do some cardio so you can feel good about eating some extra calories. Frank, careful with using kratom. Okay, that's Frank. I think Anime Pie, I think it's because of calorie restriction for so long while doing hard cardio. My issue is that I have a small muscle mass. My metabolic rate is not that high. Well, yeah, don't overdo the cardio. Like I mentioned, 2 to 3 times a week should be good, along with some weight training. Maintenance calories, 1,800 calories. And you could, Anime Pie, this is something I've learned in the past. Go back and reset yourself and just take a 2-week diet break. So intentionally ramp up your calories. Eat like 2,500 calories for a couple weeks. You'll get your hormone levels in check. Your thyroid will be good. Your testosterone, your leptin, all that stuff. And then you can go back, cut your calories, and you'll be pretty satisfied with the results. Please share your meal plan. Right now I'm cutting. I'm only eating like 100. What are my macros? I have them written down somewhere. 185 protein, 160 carbs, and 40 fat. That's hella low. But on Saturday I do a big refeed. It's typically something like 180 grams protein, 300 grams carbs, maybe 60 grams fat. Sorry guys, for those of you that are not exposed to macros, what that looks like is a chicken breast. Let's say 4 meals a day, one chicken breast, let's say 2 bowls of oatmeal, and let's say an avocado. Supplements for better fasting. Supplements for better fasting, if it's specifically getting through the fast, nothing beats caffeine in my opinion. Okay, some caffeine, L-theanine 2 to 3 times, and you're in a good spot. Alcar is supposed to be pretty effective when it comes to helping you get energy during a fast. Hasn't been my experience though, but it's something to put out there. Rhodiola rosea and ashwagandha, I really like those when fasting too. So my question is, what do you think I should be doing? The calorie restriction is not working. Okay, I think I addressed that. Kratom. Opinions on phosphatidylserine. John, I found phosphatidylserine very effective when sleep deprived, but otherwise you can't really notice anything. There was about 4 or 5 straight months back in 2015, and it was like work and studying and sleep for 4 to 5 hours, like consistently every single day. And I remember taking phosphatidylserine like 3 times a day, and it like really working, of just wiping off all your fatigue, feeling like clear-mindedness, almost like you just woke up kind of from like a good night's sleep. Whereas otherwise you don't really notice it working. Plus, if you feel kind of off when you take it. I can't explain it. Almost like taking like a bad supplement that doesn't really feel right with you. Like for those of you that are maybe lactose intolerant and you have some milk, then you know what I mean. Have you tried, ever heard of Ben Greenfield? Doesn't he have a book? But this guy, Ben Greenfield, I think I read his book when I was on the treadmill one day. What are your top nootropics for uplifting mood besides lion's mane? Bacopa and Ashwagandha. Reishi experiences. Ooh, I don't remember right now. Reishi experiences. I didn't notice much. Maybe like I actually felt like working a little bit less. Like, so you feel healthier, maybe almost like ashwagandha, a little bit just relaxed, demotivated to some extent, but you do feel healthy. You don't really feel like anything's off. For anyone who battles with anxiety like me, I strongly suggest magnolia bark. And I just got some of that, so let's see how it goes. Does ashwagandha affect females due to its effect of testosterone? Ooh. Abbas31. Ashwagandha does really positively affect females based on what I've read from it, because almost the same thing happens with females. You will have a higher sex drive. You'll better orgasms. This has been studied, and actually more instances of like sexual encounters. I'm not even joking, because I made this video on ashwagandha benefits for females, and it was it'll be out in the next few days. I think you'll find it pretty interesting. So the question is, how does ashwagandha even help with testosterone? Because it's not like it directly does anything to impact testosterone, but more so it's the fact that it reduces your stress levels and reduces your cortisol levels so significantly that when something reduces your cortisol levels, that's when you get the benefits. So we're talking better testosterone levels. We're talking about better hair growth, better skin, and a lot of other benefits. So the ashwagandha, really good stuff. You can understand why it's so damn popular. We're talking like no side effects. CBD is great for anxiety, but CBD oil is a bit expensive. Yeah. Do mediocre students get more benefits than good students by taking nootropics? Arguably, no, because of that study. There was a study done on med school students taking Bacopa, and even they noticed a good improvement with their memory. So, like, you can say arguably, right? Because the intelligent people, they may notice like a little bit of benefit, whereas I mean, it just depends. It's more of a complex answer than you'd like it to be. Have you ever tried DMAA, DMBA, or DMHA, maybe in a pre-workout? Oh yeah. Who hasn't tried DMAA? Wasn't that yeah, that used to be in almost every pre-workout until whatever happened and they stopped having it in supplements. If you don't remember, guys, DMAA was the stuff in the original Jack 3D. And yeah, I mean, I've told that story before in videos. Like DMAA, think of it like a stimulant like caffeine, but just stronger and at the same time a little bit more uncomfortable on your heart. It's not that bad. But I remember the first time I tried Jack 3D, and I was plateaued on shoulder press. I was like doing I think 55 pounds in each hand, like seated shoulder press. And I took Jack 3D, and just the first time I ever took a pre-workout, I had DMA, and like no joke, I got 2 to 3 extra reps in, and I was like, what the hell is this stuff? And then yeah, you get fat loss, muscle growth. It's pretty damn cool. However, now I don't use it because it's not available. Plus, I'm not really that keen on trying something like that. But you can still find it out there. And some pre-workouts, they may have DMA, because it won't say DMA. It will say wild geranium or wild geranium root. It's like another name of it. L-leucine experiences. I don't think it's powerful as a nootropic. I actually think it hurts you when you're fasted and you take a protein like that, because it can make you a little bit off, just irritable. The best way to break a fast or to interrupt a fast is with the fat source. So L-leucine, research shows it's good for protein synthesis, specifically taking it between meals. So let's put it this way. They say in theory, when you take leucine before a meal, you're more likely to convert that meal into muscle, supposedly. So L-leucine and BCAAs as a whole, the only reason I would find them somewhat important to be in a supplement stack is if you're working out fasted and completely fasted, then take some leucine pre-workout, because otherwise during your workout, you're going to be using muscle as fuel, whereas you don't want to do that. Ideally during a workout, you want to use fat and carbohydrates as fuel. So this way, take your leucine pre-workout and then take some leucine post-workout in order for you to get the benefits with recovery. Let me know, Eliran, if that was helpful. I know you just said L-leucine experiences, but don't know if that nailed what you were wondering. If we build it, yeah, boundless or beyond. Any supplements to help counteract irritability with the draft vanilla? No, I've yet to really find anything. John, the only thing have found somewhat helpful is eating more fat during that time when you've experienced the irritability or the crash. And that's the same thing as well with Concerta, or those of you that are taking ADHD meds, you'll notice just crankiness, irritability, feeling like brain fog towards the end of the day. That's the best thing pretty much you can do. You can also try some L-tyrosine. Sometimes it works, sometimes not though. Best fish oil brand. I like, what's it called? I like Nutricy, but I don't know if it's Canadian oil only. It's like, you just get, it's like a glass bottle. I take a teaspoon every day. Bro, what do you think about quailiamine, modafinil, 100 milligrams, lion's mane? I'm a poker player, by the way. Great channel. I see around 20 videos a day. Oh, that's awesome. Johnny, please do let me know which videos are good and underrated. I appreciate all of you that are binge watching my content. I always know what happens when I see like a comment on an older video. Let me know how I can help, and just feel free to drop a comment on some of the older videos if anything needs clarification. But Johnny, I actually like that stack a lot. I'm taking something very similar because I'm using quailiamine right now. Not that I'm just because Neurohacker Collective, they sent me a whole bunch of good stuff. They sent me quailiamine, they sent me quailianite, they sent me Eternus, they sent me the shots, the quailiamine energy shots. So I'm experimenting with that. And I do like quailiamine, and I do still find it useful on days when I'm using modafinil because, for instance, you'll find just with quailiamine, I don't know why it is, but you feel sharper, more resourceful. You feel like you have more energy in the later portion of the day. Even now, I mean, can I say I have more energy than usual? I'm not sure, but I can share with you that I took quailiamine like maybe 10 hours ago. Only has 70, 80 milligrams of caffeine. Didn't do too much then, but later portion of the day again, maybe does something, right? So Johnny, that's a good stack. I think add some rhodiola rosea in the later portion of the day because quailiamine has it, but with quailiamine, you're only having it once. And let me know if that was helpful. Big fan from Sydney, Australia here. That is cool. What is up? I'm doing a long session of coatings. So do you think oxirastam or pramiracetam is more beneficial? Pramiracetam, just provided that you notice a benefit from it. Let me know if you do, John. I'm really curious to know if pramiracetam, if people notice results as good as well as I do. With oxiracetam, it is more stimulating, so you'll notice it working, like I mentioned on my last video. But pramiracetam, discipline and willpower, like repetitive, tedious tasks, embracing boredom, very, very easy. Like there was times when I was taking so much pramiracetam, you just don't care what's going on around you. My whole family was on vacation. I was just basically hustling, working, and didn't bother me at all. Didn't really feel like, okay, I need to have some fun too. Just really zoned in, tunnel vision, your ability to just treat everything else like a complete distraction and want to tune into what's important. Hey, found your channel. Do you ever worry about building up tolerance/addiction to certain nootropics? Not yet, Casper. Yeah, even with caffeine, I don't really find like I build much of a tolerance. If anything, the one thing I worry about is exercising. I think I'm maybe exercising too much. Lifting heavy, it does concern me to some extent. Like leg day comes, I never look forward to deadlifting or doing heavy squats because it's heavy, and I don't really have like the biggest bones to be able to tolerate things like that. That concerns me more. With nootropics, you'll pretty much find across my channel once you try this stuff, it's relatively safe. I don't really take anything too strong, with the exception of some stimulants. But even those, I'm not taking crazy doses. Like if I use the like gold nootropic out there, modafinil, it's 100 milligrams, whereas a lot of people are taking some crazy amounts, if you know what I mean. Lines, okay, Nicola is asking me about a specific nootropic stack. Lion's mane, Nupep, paracetam, uridine, L-theanine, Neuro Optimizer. Okay, I don't know what that is, so I cannot answer this question anymore. And phenylprostatam. Well, yeah, they're all good. I'm not sure what Neuro Optimizer is though, but if you want to add those ingredients, I'm happy to help. Also, I've noticed that you take sometimes 4 different racetams at once. No, hold on. It's not sometimes. I always take the 4 at once. Now I'm out of oxiracetam, but those pracetam, pramiracetam, oxiracetam, and aniracetam, I'm surprised that racetams aren't more often discussed on YouTube or channels. Like a lot of people come to this channel, they want to be more productive, they want to make more money. There's nothing else better than the racetams. Racetams are productivity, ambition, tunnel vision, focus, memory, drive, waking up excited. That's what they do. So nootropics without racetams, aren't nootropics, in my opinion. You ever find that combining them makes it hard to correlate what works and what doesn't? John found maybe at the beginning, yes. Although when you use them enough times, you start taking them in, you start taking the racetams out of your stack and just read up a little bit on it. You'll pretty much find it's clear. I wasn't sure what pramiracetam did, then I came up with my own theories, and then I read, and it was true, right? Best racetams to start with, choline and piracetam. Then on top of that, aniracetam is the one most frequently people use on top of piracetam. How often? Thanks for your answer, bro. Yeah, no problem. Happy to help. Just want to say I've enjoyed your channel a lot and appreciate the time spent responding to people in the comment section. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got it. Hey, I enjoy the comments. I check them out 2 to 3 times a day, and yeah, no matter how many comments there are, I try to do my best. Just guys, don't mind. Make your questions clear if you can. Sometimes I'm not sure, statement, question, whatever, but it's really cool when I see other people engaging with other people's comments, especially on like the videos on particular meds like Wellbutrin and bupropion. A lot of people have talked about their experiences with it, and it's just, I can imagine somebody jumping on that video and finding so many helpful anecdotes. So it's super cool that we have that community here where people can learn from each other. Thanks. For any stack you can recommend for extended focus / long work? Not really like one stack, because if it's extended focus and long work, it's more important you honestly just take your nootropics twice during the day. Like if I'm working a very, very long day, I'm intentional about making sure I get like rhodiola twice in there, like once after 4 hours of work and then another 4 hours afterwards, then I'll take something. Whereas if it's a day, I'm just, I wouldn't say coasting, maybe like four or 5 hours of intense work and then a few hours of kind of goof off, low paying activity work. I'm not really taking too many nootropics. But if I know, for instance, like a typical day very often looks like for me of like 5-6 hours of very intense work, then like a 2-hour break, and then I have something really important at the end of the day, like a presentation where I have to meet a seller and convince them to sign a contract. Sorry, I have to meet a potential client and convince them to sign a contract with me rather than 50,000 of my competitors. So I need to be in state, and that's the ideal way when you would want to take your nootropics just prior to that important showtime event, you can say, during the day. Let me know if that was helpful. I do opinions on T-actine experiences. What the heck is T-actine? This is good. I have Google just beside me. T-actine. Not sure what it is. If you meant reactine or you meant theacrine. Opinions on agmatine sulfate. I think it can be helpful if you're sleep deprived. Otherwise, maybe for pre-workout purposes, that's where it's most powerful, like getting a pump, getting a benefit with recovery. Guys, don't mind just clicking the like button. It'll help this video get out there and help some other people as well. Stack for ADD, ADHD, more ADD. Stephen, tell me more about that. How do you know you have ADD? What does it feel like, and what are some of your challenges? Megalo Banana, I do competitive programming. What sort of stimulants / supplements give the best performance for around 4 hours? I'm open to crashing afterwards. Thanks for answering your channel, bro. Bro, your channel is great. I really like that he addressed that. And that's a really important, it's a really important way to finish the sentence of, I don't mind crashing afterwards, which is important because the fact is with nootropics, you can make a very effective stack, yet it will have that effect of like the up and down feeling of being brain foggy and tired afterwards. So the ideal way, Megalo Banana, the ideal stack in which the stack which you're used to taking, and take some caffeine L-theanine like 2 hours into right into your session. So you can say 2 hours after the time when you first start. So if it's like a 4-hour work session, wait a couple hours, take your caffeine, then you have that pick me up to let you go, to allow you to get that energy boost and last for the following 2 hours, and you should be good. What's the closest thing to phenibut that can be taken safely every day? That would be L-theanine, that would be ashwagandha and aniracetam. Is it good to combine piracetam and Bacopa? Yeah, I think that's really good, especially for students. Piracetam, Bacopa, you get the memory boost while getting the energy and that drive you want to have every day to wake up with discipline, to make your schedule, stick to your schedule, and shut out distractions. Outside of lion's mane and Noopep, what else is good for BDNF growth? Vitamin D, melatonin, C-Max, and what else is there? Piracetam, possibly. But even beyond that, if you're not exercising, Nicola, definitely do some cardio. Like the significance in which cardio and like running intensely improves or increases BDNF in the brain. It doesn't even compare to nootropics. Put it that way. The later afternoon, I add L-tyrosine and Alcar. Okay, very cool. Thanks. Stack for motivation helps with ADD. I think we already addressed that. And guys, that's a wrap. Hope you guys all have a good night or a good rest of the day if you just woke up. I appreciate all of you. And we'll have the video coming up soon on ashwagandha benefits for females. And if there's a video you want me to address sometime in the near future, you got a good topic, then do let me know. Just let me know in the community or in the comment section. And I'll look forward to seeing all of you wonderful nootropic reviewers next time. Take care, guys. Cheers.